see. How do I see rules here? Participants. Just me. Sorry, I'm checking my laptop the whole time. Hey, welcome. Let's see who's joined you. So this whole thing's pretty new to me as well. Let's run a poll in other country. Free State, let's see, Western Cape. We can only add 1, 2, 3, 4. That sucks. North, south. Hey, welcome. Let me know where you guys are from. It would be nice to hear where you guys are watching from. I've run a poll. I can't add all the provinces. So I've just added north, east, south, or west. See where you guys are coming from. Where are you watching from? Let me know if you have any questions regarding work you guys are covering. If you just want to ask me a question, let me know how the videos are doing. Are you enjoying the videos? Are they too long? Do I need to make them shorter? Are they too short? Do you want me to put more in a video? Sorry, I keep looking at my laptop. I can see myself looking at the laptop the whole time. So I've got my camera here and then my laptop next to me. Did you guys have a good holiday? I believe that the schools, public schools, I think have just gone back. Rates of reaction. Okay, so you guys seem to, oh, you want me to go over rates of reaction. Okay, let's see. Is there something specific with rates of reaction that you want me to do, or is it just in general? Is it the graphs that you're struggling with, or is it the calculations? Let me know. I do need to get more chemistry videos out. The chemistry videos will be coming out probably next week. The first ones will be coming out because this weekend I'll be doing physics past papers, and then next weekend I'll be doing chemistry. And then, yeah, hopefully I can get all the questions out to you guys. I might have to do multiple videos even during the week. So, yeah, I'm on holiday at the moment, so I should be able to get some more videos out within the next coming weeks. I'll do some quantity recording then in the next week. Let me just get some notes quickly and then we can do some rates of reaction. Okay, so I've left my notes downstairs, so I'm just gonna I'll be back in a bit. If anyone else joins, let them know I'll be here now. I'm just gonna get notes for you guys. All right, let's have a look at some rates of reaction then. Is there something specific or just like the whole of rates of reaction? Is that what you're looking for? Let's check my notes here quickly. Where are all my notes? Okay, I do suggest that if you guys are struggling and you're looking for more questions or ways to practice, try and get one of these books. They're quite handy. It's not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by a company, but these books are amazing because they've got questions in them and they've got memos at the back that you guys can work through as well. I know some schools use them as their main book, but let's have a look here. Let's look for rates of reactions. Rates of reactions in kind of chapter 7. Actually, I haven't done chemistry in a while, so also including the graphs as well. Okay, are you talking about exothermic and endothermic graphs? Are those the ones you're talking about, or are you talking about if, let's say, you have an increase in reactants, then what happens to products? So the shift in the graphs, is that what you're looking for? Let's have a look. Let's actually have a look here. If I can pause, then I can move the camera to here on the desk with me, and then I can do some working out. So let me have a look here. Can I see if I edit? Can I pause? Doesn't look like it. Let me see if I can get a page sorted here, and then we can do some form of a explanation for rates of reaction. Let's have a look here. What happens if I do this? Then does it? Okay, let's see. I need to swap the camera around. There we go. Okay, my desk is quite a mess. Let me see if I can get this just a little bit closer over here. There we go. Now the camera's upside down. So let's see if I rotate this round. There we go. Excuse the mess of the desk. Okay. There we go. Grab this over here. Tighten this over here. Okay, let's have a look here. Let me just sort this out quickly. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, should be a little bit better over there. Excuse the mess on the desk. All right, let's have a look here. So when we're dealing with the first two graphs I'm just going to do is your endothermic and exothermic graphs that you'll have to deal with. So looking at endothermic, now the whole thing is going to be backwards. Let's see, how can I switch this round? I'm realizing this is not going to work. Let me try swapping the camera around quickly. I apologize. Oh, yeah, no. Where's it gone? Okay, so if let's have a look here quickly. Let's do this. If I go, I think I know how to get it right. There we go, got it right. Okay, let me just put the phone back in its holder quickly. Okay, there we go. We're finally getting somewhere. Hopefully the next stream I do like this will be a lot better. So endothermic. Okay, so endothermic means we absorbing energy. So when dealing with the graphs and things like that, you're going to have the following graph setup. Okay, let me just get an example of one to give you. Okay, so you're going to have energy over here, and then you're going to have the reaction. So the reaction down here, and you're going to have energy released over here. So let's do energy. Okay, now because endothermic is absorbing energy, okay, we're going to end with a higher amount of energy than when we started. So your graphs normally look something like this. Okay, so we've started with an X amount of energy, and then we've had to add energy to the system in order to allow the reaction to take place, and then we've ended off with the system because it's absorbed the energy, your final products, so we can call this products. Okay, those then end up containing more energy. So E for products is going to be greater, so E products is going to be greater than E of your reactants. Okay, now if you look at exothermic, okay, with exothermic, now we're just going to be losing energy in the system. So the system's going to release energy when products are formed. So we're going to start with a certain amount of energy. Let's say we start here. It's going to end something like that. So here are your products. Okay, so your reactants are then here. Okay, so we've started with an energy where E of reactants is then greater of E than products. Okay, so when doing endothermic and exothermic graphs, your exothermic graph is always going to end with less energy within it because it's going to give it off with heat and so on. And then normally with your endothermic, we need to add energy in order to get the reaction going. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's see if I drop this down. Does that make it better? Sorry. Is that a little bit better? Let's make it that way. Or does everything still feel like it's written backwards? Let me know if it seems like it's written backwards. Okay, normally the highest peak on your graph is where you have your, what you call your activation energy. So your activation energy is just the energy required for the reaction to take place. Some reactions will have high activation energy. So as you can see with the endothermic graph, let's say your activation energy is somewhere over here. Okay, so you can see you have your activation energy. So the difference between your final energy and your activation energy over here is a lot smaller than compared to your endothermic graph, where you have this large gap between your activation energy and the energy that your final products hold. Okay. Okay, I need to go closer. Let's see. There we go. Is that better? I don't know. I need to check out the software that I'm using, because the videos that I normally do are just recorded via my phone's camera at this point in time. That is correct. So I see we have a qualified chemist sitting in the chat here. Jason, who's just joined, is a good friend of mine from Varsity. Nice to have you. It's not clear. Let's have a look. Let's see if I do this, does it make things clear? Could be just a Wi-Fi connection. Let me take this round this way. Question is it going to reach? When you buy a big desk thinking it's going to give you more space, and then you end up not having enough space, even on a bigger desk. Let's have a look. If I plug this in, is this going to help? So my phone doesn't fall off. Let's see if I can move the cable here. There goes the phone. Now you can see me. Let's see if I can sort out this cable quickly. Otherwise, let me see if I turn the phone around. Does that do anything, or is that making everything upside down? I take it everything's going to then be upside down. Yep, everything's upside down. Okay, let me just sort out this cable quickly. Let me unplug the cable from the back here and then plug it in the front. That will probably do the trick. Okay, now let's see if I can get this cable sorted. Now the cable's in the camera's way, and there we go. Okay, let me know if the quality improves. Yeah, I haven't done chemistry in a while. It's been a while since I've done some chemistry. So yeah, it's normally only the matric start with organic chemistry and then move on to rates of reaction as far as I know. So yeah, I need to brush up on my chemistry skills here, but some of it I do still remember. Not all of it, but most of it I do remember. So let's see, what other graphs can we deal with? Okay, so dealing with rates of reaction, let's have a look. If they give us a graph that looks something like this. See if I can find a question. The other thing that gets done here is your rice tables. So your KC values and your KC values, I know that a lot of people tend to struggle with sometimes when calculating your KC values and working out your products and your reactants and setting up your tables and so on. Let's see if I can find a question of that. Those are normally a nice question to do. That's all basic questions. Let's see if I can find one with. Aha. Okay, so remember with your KC values, when you do your KC values, let's see if I can get this over here. If I zoom in that much, then it's too close. Okay, so your KC values, when calculating them, is always your reactants over your products. So it's reactants over your products. I see everything's still backwards though. Really need to sort out this camera. I don't know why it's giving it it's backwards. Unless it's just portraying it on the screen and I'm just seeing it as it being backwards. But anyway, your KC value is always your products over reactants. Okay, so it's normally the concentration. But now remember, you got to take into account how many moles of each thing you have. So if you had 2 moles, then that's got to be squared in order to work out your KC values. Okay, so don't forget that your products, the concentration of your products and your reactants, you also need to take into account what your moles are, because if you have a certain amount of moles, then you either have to square your products, or if it's for your reactants, then you have to square your reactants. Okay. But in regards to the other graphs and things like that, you're normally going to see graphs that look something like this. So you'll have something happening over here, and let's say something takes place. So you have this doing that, and you have, let's say, this doing that, and then for some reason there's a sharp increase, okay, and then it goes back down. Okay, so normally this point here is where you have your equilibrium points. So equilibrium's reached, and then what happens is we disturb this equilibrium. Let's say this also increases and then comes back down. So we disturb equilibriums over here. We can increase the products, decrease the reactants, whatever happens. And then what happens, we see how long it takes, or we wait till it to reach our equilibrium state again. Okay, and then we can normally, using Le Chatelier's principle, state what happens between the things. So why was there an increase? What did the increase cause? So normally Le Chatelier's principle goes well with these. Or you might have a gradual increase or gradual decrease. So this is normally your rate of reaction versus time. So it'll be time down here, and then it will be your rates of reactions over there. Okay. So for instance, there's only certain things that are always going to affect your rates of reaction. But these sharp increases, you could have another one that looks something like this. Let me shift that there. So let's say you end up with, okay, so that's your rate of reaction. Here is time. Okay, so you could have a decrease like this, and then you could have a spike. And from this side here, you could have a spike that way, and then equilibrium's reached again. And then let's say this one spikes, and then you can then figure out what's happening. So this one could also spike again. So every time the graphs seem to hit almost like an asymptote, if you want to look at it that way, you can then call these your equilibrium points before disturbed. So yeah, you could also take as, let's say, some form of an equilibrium point. And then over here, you could also have, let's say, an equilibrium point. Okay. Normally with this here, let's see if they state anything. You could also have other things on the side here. For instance, you could have your moles per decimeter cubed. Look at it still. But yeah, normally Le Chatelier's principle comes into play with these graphs and so on. So yeah, I will release a proper video, going over. Maybe I should do chemistry then this weekend. I see you guys seem to be having chemistry questions, so maybe I should do a chemistry video then this weekend. I'll start with rates of reaction. Why not? It's in the middle of the paper, but it's always a good place to start, so I'll do those. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions. Sometimes you think you're prepared and organized for these kind of things, and then, like with my camera now, I have to still figure it out and so on. I'm just going to put it back so that I can look at you guys, or you guys can see me. So let's just disconnect this, and then I'll just put it here on the stand. You guys can see what I look like. There we go. Upside down. Yeah, if you wanted to know what I use, old-fashioned style, just a piece of wood with a arm on it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's see the rest of the room. Why does it seem so zoomed in? Oh, it's because it's the other way around. I need to swap it again. Let me just swap this whole thing quickly. I need to take it out. Okay, you can see. So what happens if I rotate it? There we go. And we're back. Okay, something behind here. There we go. There we go. Much better. See, I wasn't expecting a biggest turnout, to be honest. I mean, it is the first one, so see if I put that goes back in. Turn another poll. And poll. Let's do that. Most of you are from the south. No, definitely. I'll definitely do past papers and things like that. I see you guys prefer the past paper questions than actually explanation videos. If you want an explanation video for the rates of reactions, I can do that as well. So yeah, let me know what you guys thinking. But let's see. Running a poll at the moment. I want to see if you guys want to do live streams before exams. Otherwise, you should do it this way. You should get your friends know as well. And if we hit enough subscribers, I will have a look at that. Then I'll do live streams before exams. Which province are you from? Let me have a look at. So see if I can find some theory questions here for you for rates of reaction. Okay, so you could even get graphs, something like this over here. So this one over here. I like asking this upside down. Okay, so ones like that as well. That's still upside down. I need to get used to this. Sorry. Okay. So ones like that over there as well. So you can see that if it has a steeper increase, so if you look at the following graph over here, okay, if it has a steep increase to the point where it plateaus, okay, so you can call this point a plateau point here, okay. So as you can see, it has a steep, if you look at peak over here, it has a steep gradient, okay, which means this rate of reaction is going to be really quickly. You can see that it happens here within a few seconds, okay, or this one's in minutes. So let's say at this point over here, it's already reached its plateau. But if you look at Q and R, they only reach it further down the line of here. So you can see that P has a far quicker rate of reaction than any of the others do. Normally they'll ask you to write balanced equations or things like this. They could ask you, you know, why does this one react quicker than that one? But yeah, other than actually looking at a past paper, let me see if I can find a past paper quickly. Let's have a look here. Where are my past papers? I wouldn't say just focus on past papers. Make sure you know your theory as well. Because I see that matrics love to do past papers, practice past papers. But no, you need to understand your theory as well. Otherwise, they give you a different question you've never seen before, and then it seems extremely difficult. But if you know your theory well, then regardless what question they give you, it should be a lot easier. Let's see. Let's have a look here at. I don't think I have the May June chemistry paper yet. I haven't. No, that's not it. Yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's have a look at the May, June from last year. Let's have a look at a question paper for chemistry. Thing is, you need to know like your basic concepts. You need to understand those, especially if you want to go study further on. Because when you get to varsity and that, then they tend to test your knowledge of the theory. So yeah, you're still going to be doing practical work and stuff like that. Practice problems, and you're still going to have calculations and things like that. But the main thing is that they test your understanding. There, they don't give you any past papers. There, they give you nothing. Have a look here. That's organics. Rates of reaction. It's only question 5. So let's see. They ask you to define rates of reactions. That's the main one that they ask. So normally a definition I like to use. Collision theory is another one. So you need to know collision theory. So it's just got to do with how well interactions happen between molecules and things like that during or during a reaction. So you need to have sufficient energy in order for there to be proper collisions that are taking place within the reaction. Because remember, when you're looking at a reaction and stuff like that, your particles are constantly moving. Particles never stand still. Okay, so that's where it's quite a big debate, but like chemistry is built off of physics. So particles are never standing still because you can't get rid of energy completely. So they're constantly vibrating, but if you give them enough energy, then they start to move. And for good reactions to take place, you need effective collisions to take place and interaction between molecules. So it's pretty cool. You learn about that like more in depth if you do things like physics or chemistry at varsity level. Normally towards the end of the degree, as far as I know. In the beginning, you're still doing, your basics and things like that, but then you start going into the more heavy theoretical side of things. Asking you to calculate the number of moles, you've got to use your Rice tables. They'll ask you to calculate Kc value. No, not in this one. Okay, graphs, they might give you in question 6. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Let's see. How many? So I'll show you the question with the graphs now. Let me just check here. I'm just reading through it. Chemical equilibrium is another definition they like to ask. And it's weird. I don't know why, but in high school, if you don't give it word for word exactly the definition, then they don't give you the mark, which is a bit stupid because it doesn't check understanding of the subject you're dealing with at hand. It just checks if you can parrot learn a definition. Let's have a look here. Question 6. Okay, let's see if I can rotate this here. Then I can show you the screen. There we go. And if I flip it, there we go. Okay. So normally in a question like this is just from the May-June 2021 paper. So they can give you a graph like this, and then they can, like for instance, the first question there, which one of the following curves, X or Y, represents a change in the concentration of the products? Give a reason for your answer. Okay, so we can see here, if I just scroll, here's our reaction over here. So we have hydrogen and iodine reacting. So you can see we're going from that and we're breaking down into those two over there. So we're starting with a certain amount of whatever's on the left, okay? And then you can see it's decreasing over there and this one's increasing. So normally during a reaction, you're going to start with a certain amount of reactants and then you're going to decrease your reactants as it reaches its equilibrium point, and then your products are going to increase. So if you look here, your products are H2 and I2. So over here you have an increase in a graph, which means you have products being formed. So X is then going to represent your products. Okay, Y is going to represent your reactant over there. So it's a decomposition. And then as you can see, from probably about here, after 6 minutes, you reach equilibrium then. Okay. Why does the rate of the forward reaction, or how does the rate of the forward reaction compare to that of the reverse reaction at T4? Choose higher than, lower than, or equal to. So at T4 over here, let's have a look. So they cross together at T4 over there. So you can see the rate at which the reaction's taking place. We can't really see how high that is in that, but say they're more or less the same at that point over there, and this one continues increasing at a slower rate. So you can see, yes, your sharp decrease and increase in your gradients over there. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of products being formed, and yeah, you're going to have a lot of reactants breaking down, and then at this point, yeah, you can see it eases off at a slower rate because the graph starts to curve. Okay. Let's go back here. There we go. Okay, so didn't have the largest amount of people joining today. It was nice to. No, I'm not doing my honors. I'm actually studying a second degree at the moment, so I'm doing engineering. I've just finished my BSc Physics degree, second major maths, and now I'm doing mechanical engineering. I'm at Tux. So any of you looking to study at Tux next year, or in the area, UNISA, that's out of the world. Let me know what you guys are wanting to study. It's always nice to know what fields everyone wants to go into and see where they want to go. So yeah, matric feels like a lot of work. Grade 11, I'd say, was probably more work. You guys could probably agree at this point, you know. But matric is more like rounding off everything. Varsity work is fun. You start learning why things work the way they are, which is quite nice. You get to do a lot more practical work. You get to work in the labs and things like that for chemistry and physics. Yeah, you have more free time. Don't have to go to class if you don't want to. I did think of doing my honors at one stage, but I looked at the opportunities, you know, for my field in the physics field and things like that. And there's more opportunities for me with maths that I did than the actual physics. There's not many. There's labs in the country, but there's not many labs doing exactly like what I'm wanting to do and things like that. Just see. Should make some orientated so that my laptop I can actually do that. Let me do that. Getting notifications. Should probably look at using a different external camera. Let's see if I move this here. Am I going to pull anything off? Break anything? No. There we go. I can still look at the camera. If any of you are situated in Pretoria, Centurion area, I do contact tutoring through a company called Paper Plane Tutors. So yeah, we focus on grade 10 to 12 maths and science. So if you guys are looking for a tutor, over weekends, do contact lessons. Otherwise, we're trying to phase out of the online lessons, but I'm sure I could still do online lessons if you guys needed online lessons. Hey, good luck with the test. Enjoy. Yeah, I'll try and get that video out. Videos normally come out on a Thursday. Thursday, listen to me, a Sunday. So yeah, I'll try and get my video out then maybe early on Sunday. But I'll do chemistry then this week. But enjoy. Good luck with the studies. Thanks for joining. Seems to be a little bit of a delay. See if I change the quality. Okay, let's see how that changes. If we go now back here. Oh, now I look flat. I look like I've been squashed. What's going on here? Now let's go back. Now I just look funny. What is going on here? I still look squashed. Or am I now stretched? No, there we go. Let's see that one. Okay. So I got 4 votes. Looks like I'll do some live streams then before tests and that, so you guys can ask questions. Otherwise, if you want like that more personal one-on-one kind of thing, we always do tutoring. We do have our own set of notes and that summarizes everything quite nicely. So you don't have to use your textbook. I don't have any of them now to show you guys, but it's quite nice. Sure, it's almost been an hour already. So it's going by quite quickly. Well, don't have any more people joining, but a few more minutes, otherwise I'll end it. What's this? Is it in a completely different screen? Oh, that's pretty cool. When you have a dog that barks at every damn truck that drives by. Who knows one? I don't know. All right, I think I'm going to end it here then. Thank you to everyone who's joined today. It was nice to finally get a first stream out. I said we didn't have as many people join as I would like, but that's all right. Thank you for joining. Thank you for popping in and say hello if you did. Enjoy the rest of your guys' weekend. I'll get a video out probably by Sunday. Enjoy. Let me know if you guys want more live streams like this for me to answer questions for maths and science. And yeah, let me know if I must cover anything. I did run a poll asking if I must do anything or do a live stream before you guys write exams and that. So I'll check schedules and see how my time goes with my exams and that. And maybe I do one for maths and one for science. And then you guys can ask whatever maths or science questions you guys want. But yeah, otherwise, thank you for watching. And remember, it's never too late to have an OIC moment. Enjoy.